In this video we will create a very simple lower third, and I will show you how you can use the same lower third as many times as you want, and I will show you also some very simple animation in here. So nothing new here, something that we've learned the previous lessons, and this is a new composition called first composition. I mean, it's the same width and height. I've just changed here 24 to 29.97. Also, the background solid now is bottom solid. I will show you later why. It's the same here, purple, and it's with width 1000 and height 150, also 5 seconds and 1 square pixel, and also I've added here my name as a text layer. I will not start this script because I will assume that you know what will be displayed, and let's start with the positioning the solid and the text layer. So again, this is something that we've tried in the previous videos. So set value for the position, it's an array, it will be in the middle of the width and it will be on the bottom. So the text layer also, the position will be in a similar place over the solid, so it will be set value at 150 and 950. Okay, so if I run it, let's see what will be displayed in the After Effects. So again, this is my composition. Okay, so I can see my text and solid here. I will delete this for now, and we'll continue now with adding some animation to the text layer first. So first of all, we need to add keys on the opacity. Yes, we will make add key here. So this is the new keyword, and we'll set it on the first on the 0 seconds. I will copy and paste this here, and I will set another one at 1 second. So we can now see in the text two keys on the property opacity. So one is on 0 and one is 1 second. I will delete everything once again, and let's make some animation with these keyframes. So I will animate the opacity here. So in the first key, 0 second, now we are using set value at key. It's a new keyword here, where we will say that at the first key the opacity will be 0. So this means that the first attribute here is using the first key that we added. I will copy and paste the same line here to use the second key. So the second key, the opacity will be 100. So this is the animation from 0 second until the first second. So let's see what will be animated here. And as you can see, from the start all the way to the second one, it's 1 to 100 opacity. Okay, we'll delete everything once again, and let's see now another way to make some changes to the solid moving. So let me just comment here, adding keys and opacity animations. So let's do something with the solid. So I want to animate the position of the solid. Let's see another way with another keyword here. So first of all, I will need a variable for the solid position. I will call it the bottom solid position, and I will get the property position. So again, from the bottom solid, this is something that we've learned in the previous videos. So property position. I will copy and paste now the bottom solid position, and we are facing now with a new keyword. As I've told you, set value at a time. It's a method that takes two parameters. The first one is the time, and the second is the position of the solid. So it will be the 0 second, and the value of the position of the solid is the second parameter, which will be 500 with 1100. It will be outside the composition. So I will copy and paste again for the second key, and in the second one it will be in the composition. So this movement will be on 950. And if I run again to see my simple animation here, we can see they are outside of the composition, and the opacity is 0 on the text. So it's pretty simple and nothing really happened here. We can check the keys for the opacity and the position on the seconds that we set. So yes, maybe we can make just a little bit more beautiful this one here. Let's say that the opacity will start from 0.2, so with 29.97 it will be on the six frames, and it 100% will be on 0.8, let's say. And the solid, let's say it will move in the composition at 0.4 seconds. So let's see what's happened here. I think that we have just a little bit more smoother animation, which is cool, of course. We can also add new keys to remove them from the view. So let's say to fade out. I will comment these lines here. So adding keys and position movement, and we'll play around with the opacity for the solid and the text. So we'll add two more keys on the text layer, on the second 3, let's say, and on second 4. And also we'll set a value at these keys. So on the third second will remain 100 opacity, and on second 4 it will be 0. So it will fade out. And also for the solid, we will need here again variable for the opacity. I will take the bottom solid opacity as a variable, and I will give the property opacity. And with the same variable, I will set value at a time for these new seconds, second 3 and second 4. At second 3 it will be 100 opacity, and in second 4 it will be 0. So let's see finally what we have made, and let's go to the most interesting part of this video. So yes, we can see also the keyframes here, but let's use now keyword function. So function in JavaScript is a block of code designed to perform a particular task. So we've made our code here, so let's wrap it up in a function so we can reuse it multiple times. So this is how we make a function. So we use the keyword function. So we say the name, let's say lower third in this case, and in the curly brackets we put all our code that we've made so far. And I will separate all inside just to be easier for your eyes. And if I execute now this, nothing will happen. Why? Because I didn't call my function, so I need to take my name with the parentheses here and put it in the end of our code here. And if I execute it, I can see that my animation is here. Okay, so now let's change the names here for the composition and for the text layer with variables that we can reuse it in the future. So we can change all these names for with other names. So in the name, in the parentheses of our function, I will say one variable comp name and another one will be text layer or text name here, and I will change inside my function this comp name here and text name in the text layer that we've made. And of course down here we need to set these names as we can use it in my functions. So the comp name will be first comp, for example, and the text name will be Octam animation, let's say. And now if I execute this function, this script, I can see my animation here, my composition, my text and solid, and of course everything that we've animated. Okay, let's move on. Let's say that we want to use at the same time more composition and more names to reuse this function, these parameters that we've made. So we need, let's say we can make two arrays here. One will be array with the names for the comp name and another will be with names for the text name. and we need to fill this arrays. I will be very creative now. I will say the comp names will be first comp, second comp, and it will be third comp, the names of the composition. And for the text, well, let's say it will be my name here, and let's say Axel Rose, maybe. I hope spelling is okay. And my best actress, Monica Bellucci. And now something new that we will come across is that we need a repetitive action for these two arrays. So this is the right moment where the for loop come in action. So let's see how it will look, this for loop. We say the keyword for and variable I, which is equal to 0. And now I is less than comp names dot length, so it will be less than 3, and I will be plus plus will increment by 1. So this is the for loop how will work. And inside will of course call our function with the parameters of the arrays. So it will be comp names from I and text names from I. What does means that it will be set the first name Ognen in the first comp, the second name Axel Rose with the second comp, and Monica Bellucci with the third comp. And if I run it, I can see the first comp twice. Yes, because I didn't delete it from here. I can just comment it, and if I run it once again, I can see all my compositions here and all the animation of our wonderful lower third with the whole names that we set it in these for loops from the arrays. So yes, and also another step that we can make it here is to add the undo group. So to make work the control Z command here, so it will be up dot begin undo group, and we need to set a name for this here. It will be, let's say, function, and up dot end undo group. And if I run it, I've made a typo mistake here. Yes, I need end here, and if I run it and control Z here, will get back to the starting position. Yes, so now you get the idea how all these functions and all the other keywords that we use it here. It's up to you to exercise, and of course if you want to use this glorious script, I will put the link down in the description. But overall, yes, if you have, I don't know how many compositions and names and all other animations to work with, here is the simple example how scripting works in After Effects.